So, we're here. This is the finale. We're here. This is the end game, baby. This is the end game. Throughout almost 30 parts, you saw me wrestle with Shin Megami Tensei, going from loving it to liking it to being sort of okay by it to me being pretty critical of it, and now here I am at the end wanting to make a full impression of what I feel about this game. In when I did the Chaos route, I put my feelings on the game and I was mad positive about it, right? I was mad just oh, this game isn't half bad at all, right? I gave it a 7 out of 10. And then out of sheer pettiness, because I wanted to beat Shiva, we're gonna skip him because you know who this guy is. Through the sheer pettiness of wanting to defeat Shiva, I pulled through and did this again, and without spoiling too much, feelings changed. I said some things in the Chaos route ending that I don't necessarily believe now. And I said some things in the Chaos ending that I would have said differently nowadays. Now, if you want the TLDR version, because this might be a 40-minute vid, if you want a TLDR version, an argument at the top of the stairs, what's going on there? But if you want the TLDR version, I'm giving this a light 6. I gave it a 7 before, super don't agree with the 7. I'm giving it a 6 instead, and that's a 6 on my best days when I think about all the things that I liked about this game. I gotta give it a 6. But when I'm really hey man, we can be honest with each other for real, when I'm really like that, I gotta give it a light 5, right? And we're gonna talk about it as soon as we get to this cutscene, depending on who I gotta fight. Because this is the neutral route, so I don't know what's happening here. Damn, Nua and Yakumo got clapped immediately. Whoever I side with, I'm cursing. That's a crazy thing.
Demons? All that talk, and look where it got you.
Hey, relax. He's so pretentious.
Do you really think this will be enough to stop me?
The very reason you can put up resistance at all is by the grace of our Lord.
Nah, here they go.
This is but a trial he has laid before me. And you are but a pawn in his grand design.
In that case, I will see that your trial concludes at the end of my blade.
Humanity's future is in our hands.
He doesn't know when to quit.
It's time we end this. Dazai, lend me your power!
They've become a Nahobino. It is quite the unfortunate situation. I forgot what Abdiel's weaknesses are.
So this is the power of the Nahobino. Yakumo. Yakumo, get up!
Nah, he saved his boo thing?
I'm sorry,
Aw.
Nua. You should never have been dragged into this. From now on, you're free to act of your own accord. So you've come. I fought for the future of mankind, but it seems this is as far as I go.
Tell me, boy, have you any consideration for humanity? If so, might you bear this burden? Succeed where we failed?
Hey bro, telling people, hey, y'all got it is not the best way.
Cease your begging. It's pitiful. It's clear I've lost, and I was always meant to.
That's why my dog died. This idea was trash.
I may not have created my ideal world, but I'll die as I lived, true to myself.
RIP though, because apparently I chose his route, but hey. Saying, y'all could figure it out was trash as hell. Okay. They did a close-up of my cheek, but it's not like I cried or anything. Oh! I guess it's boss battle time.
The proto-fiend who shattered God's natural order. Your presence in the Empyrean can mean only one thing. You too seek to recreate the world. However, your ambition ends here.
Oh, she has no idea how the level scaling in this game works.
The throne will be mine, and the Nahabiner will perish.
Girl, I am level 99. I am not scared of you. Now, normally I would skip this because, you know, we already did this fight before. But I also see an opportunity that we can really talk about how I felt about this game. And I can't very well pass that up, even if it will be quick.
Oh shit, heed my call.
So let's be honest here, the game is so pretty. Like, being in an open world is very fire, and I wasn't really a fan of the puzzles and mazes in Nocturne, so the idea of an open world map where the only reason you couldn't get to an area or get through an area was because you hadn't really explored enough, hey, that's pretty refreshing, especially when you take into account that the enemies aren't appearing every 10 steps. In fact, you can actually see them, try to avoid them, and sometimes you can't, but for the most part you can. It's a really much more refreshing experience. Now granted, sometimes the Switch can't handle just how pretty this game is, but overall it's a really fun thing to enjoy. Now, some of the puzzles in the dungeons, like the Demon King fan castle puzzles, didn't work all too well, even though they were simple enough, which I enjoyed, but some of them didn't work all too well. Like the fan puzzle, sometimes the camera was your greatest enemy and was the reason you weren't really able to proceed. But if you could get through that, it's still a simple puzzle, and it's still a refreshing experience for me. I'm sorry, I know some people like puzzles and dungeons. Not this guy though. Similarly, I also like how Atlus is able to keep a sense of individuality among all the demon races, so that most encounters feel unique when you talk to the demons. It's always been a strong point with the SMT series that Atlus does keep individuality among all the demons, but the demons are as personable as the humans, and to this day, I'm really happy that they're able to keep that kind of promise.
I applaud you.
Oh, you know how I was able to beat you once before? Oh boy. Ah, shut up. Oh, it's this time. Got it. Now, fighting in general, this is a really great polish of the press turn system, and as a person who is familiar with the battle system, I was super right at home. Now, the heavy and unique moves were also a really cool selling point of the game. It is unfortunate though that when we talk about late game demons like Zhao Gongen, that those animations stopped being as unique. Zhao Gongen just gets a regular attack and it's super not that interesting. Even though Shiva gets a really cool attack and Mermaid gets a really cool attack, some of the demons that have unique attacks in the middle of your progression, they don't really get that same love, and that's kind of disappointing. The Magatsuhi gauge is also a really cool addition that like you get a momentum changer, but unfortunately it's not like you get a status effect on the boss all the time, and it's not like all of them were created equal, right? Most of the times you can get a crit and go about your day, or if you have the Genma, get more luck and experience points. Then it could use a little bit of a polish as to what really constitutes a useful thing, or ensure that most of the Magatsuhi skills are kind of created equally or have as equal a value as being able to crit for every move that you make. Moreover, when we're talking about great ideas that weren't necessarily used in the best of implementations, we can also talk about the essence system when we're mentioning that. Namely, we can talk about how when I had my Nahobino, I never really changed essences up till now. In the final game for the true neutral ending, I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and get Metatron's essence because he resists everything and has no weakness. So I figured, you know what, that's fine. But when we talk about all the other demons have some kind of weakness, and to me it felt like I was trading one weakness for another, so why not just keep the weaknesses I had? Even if it wasn't really a good idea to have a dark weakness, I will admit that. And I may have been tempted to change that affinity, but I never really had to go through with it. No one really stopped me to the point of having to go through with it, and that's because you can get dark dampeners and you can get dampeners to your weakness, or get a demon that has a block for that element. So you never really have to worry. And on one hand, it's pretty cool that the game allows you to switch up and make things more versatile, for you to have multiple options of what you want to do or how you want to be, because I had the option of not being beholden to the essence system. But if someone had the criticism that the game bends over backwards to make the combat easier for you, that's also true. There were never any walls that made me feel like, okay, I have to change the game or change the way I play in order to actually win. Really, it was kind of about just protecting myself, which is still a good strategy. I'm just kind of conflicted as to, does it really work as well as the game wants it to work?
It's time to end this!
But when you think about it and what SMT5 is supposed to represent, it's supposed to represent a jumping on point for people who became huge fans of Persona, but don't know Persona's parent series, and this is the game that's supposed to give you a better entrance into it rather than Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. However, as somebody who played the earlier Shin Megami Tensei 5 games here, this doesn't really have much in favor of making me happy. Once you hit your stride for real, you really don't have to worry about too much. Now I say that I'm gonna talk as I play. That's not working out all too well. So what I'll do instead is that there's gonna be a bit of a voiceover of how I feel about the game versus me playing the game as you see it right now.
Just what kind of world would you come so far to create?
Oh?
His wish is the same as Yakumo's. He seeks to destroy the throne.
Is that so? You'll be the one to carry on Yakumo's will?
Something like that.
In that case, allow me to disclose another possibility. You know all too well that Yakumo and I sought to destroy the throne. However, that was far from our ultimate plan.
Go on.
Our true cause for fighting was to claim the throne and use it to create a world void of both gods and demons. A clean slate, so to speak. Do keep that in mind.
Okay, so like this lines up with how Yakumo feels, right? Where he's like, I'm gonna destroy the throne, but if he's gonna destroy this, that's recreating the throne, or that's not destroying the throne. You're not gonna be able to do that through destroying the throne, though. Why couldn't he just say, hey, we're gonna get the gods out of here. We're getting the gods and the demons out of here. People would be far more happy with that cause, but he's a dickhead, so he didn't know how to say that, I guess, or something like that. But like, I fully get that misinterpreting and so destroying the throne is one possible ending. And then a better neutral ending is, no. Get the gods and spirits and demons out of this world, make it for humans and humans alone, right? But why did I have to bond with every spirit under the sun, or every demon, as the game likes to call them, every demon under the sun in order to pull this off? It's Goku.
So, you've come. This is the Hall of Creation, resting place of the throne.
And there's the guy who was secretly important this entire time, even though he doesn't do anything since dropping his name.
Claim it. Frankly, it matters not to me.
Ah, boy. It's sliced bread and my brother.
I thought I might find you here.
I expected as much from the one who wields my brother's power. But if our goals do not align, there can be no reconciliation, not even with you.
Interesting. This man dipped. Maybe I should have healed.
Now is the time to settle this. A clash between two true gods. Let us determine who is more worthy of the throne. Come!
Tuh. Defense now. Oh, wait. It's him, not me. Alright, we're gonna do this the classic SMT way. I don't know his weakness, we'll find out the hard way. So we're gonna start with a profaned land.
Corruption!
Resist. Now, I kinda figured, but that was still rude. Let's try light. That's gonna be detrimental.
Suffer.
Nah, he does ice? Somebody blocked it, but I couldn't tell you who. He just did ice, but I'm gonna do it again. Oh, that's worse.
Pointless. Does your luck wax or wane?
Okay, I see you. So nothing I have will work, yeah? Let's use an item. Find a gem. Rather, a shard. One of them blocked it. What is this? Okay, the replica blocks stuff. That's a miss. One of them is like absolutely not tanking anything, and the other one is getting hit by stuff. So I'm definitely gonna have to target the one that's getting hit by things. So we're gonna change, and we're gonna bring in our fire boys.
Let's go!
I feel like I should have been doing this to begin with, now that I think about it. I'm having a lot more fun trying to figure things out instead of actually just throwing a spyglass out. Not all of the things that they tell you to do and use in order to make the game easier, you really don't have to do, and kinda should do all of it just to capture that magic. Most importantly, while we're still talking about the gameplay, I think we need to talk about the thing that I keep talking about in this game, just to really make sure I have the final say about it. The level scaling in the game sucks. I shouldn't be able to look at a demon 5 levels above or below me and go, ha, this is gonna go one-sided. And yet I'm able to do it repeatedly in this game, and it's not the best thing that this game is able to offer. I was playing earlier SMT games because, you know, I'm a nerd like that, and people or demons were 10 levels above me, 20 levels above me, and the fight was challenging, but it wasn't something that I couldn't overcome. And Title's the worst offender of it all, because Title's where the level scaling really stares you in the face. It makes you have to fight 10 Yuri Mikalas, 15 Luke Garus, 5 Dekarabias, 10 Cerberuses, and all that jazz in order to really be able to fight them. And this is always just a personal opinion for me, but look, when a game makes you go out of your way to get stronger and ruins the natural flow of how this game plays and how the progression works, where you can get from point A to point B and be ready by that time, when the game screws up that kind of progression in favor of just telling you, hey, grind forever until you're ready, that's not good. In my opinion, grindy games suck. They just do, my guy. And when I wasn't able to beat Shiva but continued my game regardless, then it made me able to breeze through all the other bosses because they were nowhere near as strong as me. Now, earlier games had high encounter rates, and I do want to make things clear, earlier games were equally annoying because of the high encounter rate, but I never had to farm encounter rates in order to try and beat a boss. Did I have to fuse a demon or change my strategy? Sure, and that's what SMT is about, but fighting jobbers for an hour just so that I could get stronger, SMT's never really been about that. And now it's time to talk about the story. Because when you grind as long as you do, you really start thinking about the game as a whole, and it really makes you wonder, is the story really worth it? And when you really scrutinize the story, no, not really. It had a lot of promises for sure, right? I think Lamu is the best example because he's a great foreshadowing about what the entire final act is about. But then we talk about the Demon King arc, which is a bit straightforward, but let's be honest, what does Yuzuru provide to the story? Yuzuru doesn't appear in the third arc about fighting the Demon King. Yuzuru doesn't appear or say anything in this game about how his sister's sick. Yes, he's overprotective, but it's not like overprotective brother is an original trope. Yes, Yuzuru is protective of Miyazu, and you can use that to inform that is why he's equally protective towards Tokyo, but the game doesn't give you that necessarily. I have to extrapolate that, and really it's just about fan fiction. And as much as you could say that that's what the game gives you, you could also kind of just say it's fan fiction, because SMT5 does not give you characterization to really build that kind of theory about him. Yakumo serves his purpose. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really anything to write off at home. Dazai is pretty competently written, however, and even though I hate the character of Dazai, I can understand that he has a route that gets him there. So that's a pretty good point in the win column, even though I hate the character. But look, 1 point, and I'm calling Yakumo mid, I'm calling Yuzuru bad, and Miyazu, who was actually a character advertised in this game, doesn't even get a speaking point in her own submission. And her mission is a side mission. Is that the endings are actually pretty decently thought out. The neutral ending where you let all the humans figure it out and you're just hopeful because, well, you kind of have to be in order to want the humans to get it out the mud themselves. The chaos route that you thought you were doing this for peaceful reasons turns out to go pear-shaped, and you're sad about that because you really thought that it was going to lead to peace. I get that. The law route where you're really happy because no one's hounding you anymore because you're the person in charge now, and everybody loves you. I absolutely get that. Now we get to see what the neutral ending is going to give us. Blocking Almighty is insane. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Unfortunately, I still have to hit all of you and hope for the best. But that is insane. I thought I had the biggest brain in the world. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, nope, that's the right number. Yeah. Got him. GG. Wait. Oh. All right. One blocks, one tanks, I guess. Interesting.
Pointless.
But not in a fun way.
You face it.
Alright, let's make sure it stops smelling like leak in here. I'm not even really worried about healing like that for real. It's finna be it. There we go. Sorry, big bro. But you the little bro now.
Well done, brother.
Oh, no
The
soliloquy. He's
Nahuvino
just
who will
dead.
take the throne has been determined. Thus, I shall fulfill my role. For ages I have watched over this world, but at last I can administer my true duty. Now, take the throne. Become its new ruler.
Is it time?
Nahuvino, you have the potential to rule this world. You truly wish the throne destroyed? With such great power at your disposal, there's surely another way to achieve your goal.
Oh, so I don't have to be short-sighted?
I ask that you carefully consider your decision.
Now we get to create a world for humanity alone. Never mind the fact that I had to bond with like 10 different mythologies in order to get here. Just to show that they can be trusted. I still gotta press the button on them, for this is the true neutral way.
So, you wish for a world rid of both gods and demons. Your heart is set?
Apparently so.
That, too, is the right of the one who rules the world. Come, take the throne. Make your vision a reality.
Look at us. Look at us.
This marks the birth of a new creator, a new world in his image. My true name is Amitabha. I exist to serve as the light of creation. Now let your will be done.
Bro said that like it meant something to me. I'm sorry, he did that twice.
Be revealed.
Or at the very least, I'm sorry, but he said, I've heard this twice. I'm sorry, but I've heard this twice.
Young man, this is farewell.
Farewell?
Artificial though I may be, I am still a demon. As such, I shall disappear with the rest.
This ending really does say fuck everybody. Except the humans.
I am proud to have made this journey with you. Truly I am.
But most of the people you knew were demons, huh?
Won't you listen to what I have to say?
Wait, I'm the final boss. You have to say me.
Ruler, you have chosen to eradicate all traces of gods and demons.
Wait, I'm the final boss. You have to fight me before you do this.
However, humankind is fated to give rise to demons. Your vision cannot hope to last, no matter what you do. And yet, there is a way to accomplish this. Do you wish to know what that is? You will find me in the realm beyond the earth and heavens. Best come prepared.
Okay, here we are. I made all the preparations that I need to. Not that I think I needed to really prepare for real, but here we are. So last time he still gave the spiel about what the Magatsuhi or the mandala wheel is. Basically like, hey, you're the big dog. There's gonna be a bigger dog. That's kind of the cycle. You could probably break it if you kill me, but like, keep your head on a swivel, I guess. I didn't like finding out that I was just part of a cycle. Please be the difference maker. If he says that same spiel to me again, what really was the purpose of the true neutral ending? Maybe we'll get a final boss battle music that slaps more, I don't know. Okay. Put some clothes on.
To possess such incredible power, no doubt means you are able to see my true form. Look upon me.
I see.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, bring it on.
As the Lord of Chaos, I defeated the Creator, consumed his knowledge, and became more than he could possibly imagine.
Okay.
It was then I came to understand this world. Allow me to share what I'd learned.
Buddha. Ah, got him. GG's. Now what?
Following the world's recreation, a new dot will eventually appear. And soon after, the gods will rise up to claim the throne.
Yes.
Battle after battle, you sought to purge demons from this world. But they will come slithering back, as they always do. This endless cycle is the result of a spatial governing phenomenon known as the Mandala system. Do you not wish to be free of such restrictions? Do you not wish to be free from Mandala's eternal machinations?
He's got a point. But, ooh, he drains dark now. I gotta be careful.
Be gone.
Oh, your move. Oh, did all that and whiffed. Crit time. Hey, I hope he's got some real skill on him, cause I'm about to turn that boy to an anime villain. Yeah. Oh God, that was a punch. A third phase?
I searched for a way to truly be free. At last, I have found but one possibility.
Hey, this is some energy in here.
End me. Consume my knowledge, and with it, wrest this world from the Mandala's endless eons.
So this is the same thing, just stretched out over 3 parts?
This is the reason for my transcendence.
He died so I could be the difference maker. He said this in the last round. I don't know what that does. I'm not sure what that does. Unfortunately, you're weak to things I'm about to use. I didn't even have to worry about that stupid star. I mean, so here's the thing, right? If I had to beat Shiva, I and demons like me were gonna have to be close to that level 99 thing, right? And I had to be level 99. The demons could have been close, but would similarly be along that level so that I could get real damage in. So this fight was always gonna go like that if I was gonna get the true neutral ending. Alright. not to sound like I'm disappointed, but alright. 3 phases and it ain't really doing too much. We ain't really make too much of a difference. Shout out to Mara though, I need to skip you. Because he gave the same spiel. He gave the same spiel. He said he got a secret to tell me, and it was the secret that he already told me.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm not mad at it, but like, this don't really feel too special as a true neutral ending. Other than this new choice I was able to get.
With this, the world will surely be free.
Maybe the game was too easy. Let's watch this cutscene as a family.
So that's it. With what Lucifer has shared, the world you create will be everlasting. True, unrestricted freedom, born from eons of battle. All that's left is to add the final touches. Gods and demons have no place in the world, at least not in yours. It seems this is truly farewell.
No, because you are a bit of an
Still,
asshole.
Our souls are one and the same, and all you do will be as I would have done.
Well, don't be scared to say goodbye now.
It's in your hands. Make it so.
I mean, it's a nice touch that he's sad and reluctant, but we pressed the button on like 5 people already. I bonded with all the demons. I still decided to say that they can't be in this new world. Maybe I made a mistake. Come on, man, come on. It don't hit emotionally like I think they wanted it to hit. And I think the big thing is that, yeah, you had to bond with all the demons in order to choose the world where they shouldn't be with us. And this isn't a bad idea to hold, right? Lamu showed that the demons can't really be trusted. I got the chaos ending. Some of the demons ain't gonna work with you, right? I think a true chaos ending would have been better if I still had to bond with all the demons, where it would be like, hey, this guy, he's the real deal. For him, we're all gonna get along, because you took the time out of your quest to like do all this. But if you're really just gonna say screw all the demons that I helped bond, I think a true neutral route would have been better if you just did none of the side quests, making the fight with true Lucifer even harder. Because like you chose to do this the hard way type of thing. But that's not what Atlus picked. This is what we got. And so this is what I criticize. There's a lot of writing decisions like what I've mentioned before and where we are now that I just straight up don't really agree with. Well, if there's no more words, I'm still gonna talk a little bit, because I still give this like on my best day, I give this a 6, right? And it's still like a weird thing to say when I've had these criticisms to levy, even though like I've also said that there are some things about the game that I really do like. And honestly, when I had a friend who wanted to play this game, and he wanted to know if this was a good game to play, and before I had gotten the title, that's when I was asked this, and I said, sure, yeah, go ahead. And even after I got after Taito, I started checking in on my friend, how he's handling the game, how he's enjoying it, and he loved it. And the main reason that he loved it is that this was his first Shin Megami Tensei game. It's still hard for him, but it's his first game and he's having a lot of fun with it. Now, me as a person who's played SMT games before, I wasn't really feeling that hardness after the first couple bosses, but he's never experienced it the way that I've experienced it, right? I didn't have the privilege of buying dampeners or anything like that. I didn't have the privilege of a spyglass. I had to get it out the mud. But like, this game is meant to be somebody's first Shin Megami Tensei game. So all these criticisms I have about its easiness, well, it's somebody's first. And arguably, maybe they shouldn't be difficulty locked out of getting the full experience of the game. And they're still fun to be had for sure. And my friend is probably going to be disappointed by the end game. And I haven't seen him talk about the game in a minute. So maybe he dropped it in favor of a better game. But a lot of the things that I liked about this franchise are either muted or not really all that there, especially when we're talking about the story, which no amount of difficulty is the reason for why this story is so lackluster. It is what it is ultimately. It's a great step for people who want to get into SMT, but in terms of making a game made for the people who held SMT down when they weren't making games of that line, when all the Persona games were still being made, but people weren't really asking for SMT like they were asking for Persona. When we talk about those people who were still asking for SMT, I don't think they got the game they were hoping for. And hard mode is just making these damage sponges of a boss even more of a damage sponge, and that's not better. That's not really better at all. But it is what it is, right? I hope that the next game that they play, or I hope that the next game that they make, they absolutely are able to put their A game into it, from both a little bit more of a difficulty perspective, but especially from a story perspective, because they've done it before. They've made Shin Megami Tensei 4, they made Strange Journey if you want something that isn't as character focused, but is still good and has commentary that really is there if you look at it with even one eye open, you know what I mean? And so I hope that storytelling wise, they bring their best. But this wasn't really it for me, even though I had a little fun playing it. There was a lot of promise, but a lot of those promises weren't really kept. It really do be like that sometimes. But when I think about all the good times, and I can't really forget the good times, not really. So when I think about all the good times versus how I feel now, I still have to give it a 6 on my happiest days about this game, but in my more honest feelings about this game, it's a bit of a 5. But playing the game's really fun, right? You want to play the game, you want to feel the stress of a JRPG of a series that you haven't played before? This is a good intro point. It's a much better intro point than Nocturne. You get to fight demons on your own terms and not every 10 steps. That's something to love, I'm not gonna hold you. But yeah, that's the Shin Megami Tensei 5 review. So, next game, Soul Hackers 2. I have no idea. I've heard the general consensus is it's kind of meh. I've heard about the DLC, but when I got it on sale, the DLC was included. So hey, $30 and we're good to go. So next game, Soul Hackers 2 in terms of JRPGs. Don't know when that's gonna come out though, because March is Dragon Ball Madness. Tune in later to see what that's about. But otherwise, here we are. Walking into whatever this is, our new world. Normal
and
me.
Thus ended the world of man. With the new ruler came a new world order. It was an order akin to the world of old, and yet it was altogether different. Desires of a world free from demons, of a never-ending cycle of creation at last being broken, had led to this moment. But all things must eventually come to an end. Could the world truly exist apart from Mandala? Only
Okay.
the cosmos know what tomorrow will bring.
Okay, MCU post-credit stinger. I am not gonna promise that we're getting the Shin Megami Tensei 5 What Godly Edition. I cannot promise we're getting that. But yeah, so that's how I feel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like the video, comment the video, and if you've been a mainstay for this long, or if you've been watching this video and this series out of curiosity, well, hey, it would mean a lot if you subscribed. It'd be a lot if you left a comment about how you felt about this game when you played it, or how you felt when you watched this series. It would mean a lot just to let me know that, hey, you weren't alone in feeling this way or watching this way or all that jazz. Now, I gotta read things.